Okay. We should be good.
Okay, so we got Australian English, we got Canadian English, we have Indian English, we have Irish English, New Zealand English, Singaporean English, South African English, United
How about
Kingdom.
Midwestern American English?
Yeah.
Let's see if that's
the only
hang
real
on, let's see if that's
Boom,
okay.
Russell Burns first.
dialect.
That shit's loud today. You guys feel like this is
I
loud?
don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything?
No.
Turn up your bell tone, Armand.
Oh,
I'm Siri,
that
your
explains
virtual
it.
assistant.
Yes.
Midwest. I can dial it down. You want me to get like from Cincinnati?
No. Louisville, Kentucky.
Kentucky? All right, hang on, let me see.
Oh, that's better.
I'm Siri, your virtual assistant.
Only criminals come from Kentucky. Everybody knows that.
That was Kentucky.
That was Kentucky?
Louisville area is really
How's the sound out there today, guys?
How about Alabama?
Adam's channel says we should make Team Armand shirts. Funny you should say that. I started making those yesterday, and we'll have the store up next week.
All right.
Just
I
a
thought we weren't
surprise.
announcing, dickhead.
Just a surprise until next week when we
This
come in
fucking-
with. We're coming in with
Fucking guy.
We're coming in with real shirts next week is the plan, and until we have the shirts, we're not.
Shut your fucking mouth,
That's
mate.
right. It's
Are we
already.
going to wear them ourselves?
Yeah, well, I'm not wearing mine but one time.
Well, I'll wear mine
Well, we
every
were
time.
talking about.
Will
Well,
you?
no, we won't.
Yeah.
we won't.
Team Armand, you're gonna wear a shirt that says Team
Hell
Armand?
yes.
Hey. give me
Okay.
that. I gotta have that. That's how I gotta get a hold of our media.
Hats. Good idea, Rennie. What do you want on your hat? Tombstone and pepperoni?
No,
Cheese and pepper?
he wants first on his hat.
We should just send him that hat. That'd be cool.
No shit. We should send him a first shirt that just has hashtag first always. First in our hearts.
Who is first?
Rennie always.
Today was
not
Russell
up there.
Burns.
Oh.
Chat is disabled for live stream. What? What?
I don't know.
We'll figure this out real quick. This will not stand.
I wish you would. I love being back because the show feels good. You know that one? You ever see Crybaby, Armand? You talk about all these great American fucking movies that you've seen.
Never heard of it.
You've never seen Crybaby?
John Waters movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pink Flamingos.
Oh God, don't bring that one up.
Dr. Kachigian.
You're listening to Kachigi Talk.
Kashigian.
How you feel about this whole turkey thing, man? Probably Ocho may be better to ask about this.
Did
Yeah,
we give it
It's
to him?
animated.
Did we give Turkey?
Give them anything. We brought, 50 troops home and everybody's going crazy?
They gave us Inus.
Yeah, Zionist.
Hey, they're our allies, right? They're in NATO.
Oh, they are allies.
I don't know whose bright idea that was.
What, to put them in NATO?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about it. I'm not even talking about it.
So, in other words, if they're attacked, we're obliged to defend them.
I gotta stop everything right now.
What?
Adam's channel in the chat says, when you guys are in Boston, I'm getting you lit. And in parentheses, he has, I roll better than Eric. That's a false statement.
Dude, to be fair, your rolling skills are a little bit over these days. They're not what they once
Who
were.
rolls better, you or?
What'd you roll today at lunch? That was a pooper.
I was rolling while you were driving, of course.
I could roll one-handed while driving and do better than that.
And when you say
Whoa.
pooper, you mean it still didn't run. It looked beautiful. It smoked perfect,
Yeah,
and
ran
it was
fine.
fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it smoked fine.
Yeah, it was, yeah. So
Yeah,
I
but you
mean,
pride yourself on the look. Who gives a shit how they look if they smoke?
dude, live
is this
stream
one?
rolling showdown. There would be no one that could beat me.
Oh, give me a break.
Victor Sanchez says Armand's bald spot for the win.
I'm going to cover that.
He doesn't have a ball.
I need a bigger headset.
Is
All right, that's in very poor taste. Who was that?
Victor Sanchez.
Victor. All right, wait till you get to be 56.
He's a Team Ocho man.
Oh, no wonder. The enemy.
Ocho's not the enemy.
Dryland's
No,
not
I
a
mean,
myth.
his fans are the enemies.
Oh, fuck you.
What are we doing here? What is this?
Oh, whatever's got going on, man. I've been trying to figure it out. Hell yeah, get back there, soap worthy. What's up, Keith?
I'm just balling.
Keith's here. All right.
What'd you do to the shirt
I
store?
I had his shirt, but Tonga washed it, and I forgot to bring it.
Dang, why doesn't the doctor get hair plugs? Damn, they're going in hard on you, Armand. Fuck, bud.
Hey, everybody, chip in. How about a GoFundMe? Go fund my scalp.
How about to go fuck me?
Adam's channel says Ocho Man can't speak English. Thank God Biggie can translate. He does.
Yeah, he does need
fluid.
That's true.
I'm quite fluent in Ocho man.
I was Team
Yes.
Eric until he insinuated he could roll me under the table. Okay.
Ooh.
What do you mean? Like, are we talking about still rolling joints? Because I can.
Yeah, I
can.
think that's
I totally
probably what
can.
he's referring to, isn't it?
I'm telling you, it's eerie how good my skills are. Baldness in the front,
Oh,
party in
come
the
on.
back.
Fire up. Fire up.
What are you
Come on,
doing,
chat.
man?
I'm trying to get the chat.
I want
working
to see
here.
these comments.
There we go. I think we got it. Yeah, we got it.
Armand
We got it.
Hairline
Armand
longer
longer
than
than
a-
a Monday. Ah, that's good. The
What's
great
that
folks.
mean?
They're just fucking hurting you, Armand.
The
You
great
leave our
balls.
Armand alone.
Yeah, that's right. It's a seasonal thing. It gets better in the
He's been under a
spring.
lot of stress.
Yeah, I got a toothache.
Looks like the lawnmower stopped halfway through. Jesus Christ.
Who are
Armand.
these people?
Get a
Who is
hat.
this?
These are. You're getting fucking roasted,
All right,
Armand.
I want to sit
Roasted.
like that. How about that? All right, there. Like you
Oh,
guys,
shit,
you
I
guys,
never looked from
you
the
guys
back.
in your caps.
Let me look from the back.
There, how do you like that?
Oh, let your hands go so Everett can see.
Just the light in this room. That's
God damn.
It's the light.
It's the
I
light.
dyed my hair skin color.
No, you killed your hair skin.
Yeah,
Not dyed it. It's the wrong word.
the great bald spot. Very funny.
Speaking of
Thanks,
Lars,
Russell.
So do you think?
Adam's channel. Speaking of Lars, stick around for the after show today. We've heard from Lars again.
Yeah, there's new developments.
Lars sighting.
There's been updates on the whole Lars
Hey,
situation.
you know,
This shit sounds really loud in my ears. I don't know.
Now I can smell the.
We're gonna
armpit
find a
through my
bald
phone.
spot very sexy.
Mm.
I bet Danielle likes it. Means great potency.
Armand,
and
you'll always be one of my
testosterone.
favorites, even with the bald spot.
Yeah.
That's Donna for you there.
Oh, is that Donna? Thank you.
says
Yeah,
that.
no one ever really. No, it's not.
Well, Donna will like it. Donna's one of, and she'd cook for me too. Bald or not.
Mm-hmm. Give it another 2 or 3 minutes. We'll start the show.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the topic today? You guys excited for this?
That's okay.
Armand, what do you think? You ready to hear
I
some?
don't know. I'm a little
Oh, we
dispirited now.
We have one for you to read.
Oh, really?
Yes, we have a good one for
The
you.
guy
to
tried to fuck a ghost.
read. Yeah.
Why should I read
Oh, he
that?
had a pretty good plan too.
You guys
Like,
have a lot in common. You'd fuck a ghost.
would you fuck a ghost if it was haunting you? If you're like, look,
Is it a
I
good
see
looking
If it
you
can
in
ghost?
apparate,
action.
if it can apparate,
Do I get to add that to my total?
yeah, well,
Does
Yeah,
that
I'll allow
count?
it.
Does
I'll
that
allow it.
count?
Yeah, no, go.
As long as it's not a
no
demon.
penetration though. 'cause
well, no, if it
there's
apparates
nothing
a vagina, whatever,
Okay, yeah, if it produces, if it can produce,
then you have to be a vagina.
A
It's just a
vagina.
really thick ectoplasm.
yeah, I mean, fuck it, any hole's a goal, right? Yeah, okay, we'll allow it, Armand.
All right, thank you. All right, well, as long as it counts.
Hey man, what are you gonna do? You know, start another poll for the next topic. Well, we got we can't even talk about it. We've got our next week planned out, and then there's 2 weeks, and then we got another week planned out.
You can talk about next week, can't we?
Yeah, we can talk about it next week. We were gonna announce it at the end, but we can talk about it right now. Next
we
week we have a real live. She's alive.
She's going to be here in the studio.
here in the studio.
All right, okay.
Real life. Alive
In the flesh.
in the flesh, alive.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. No,
Wow.
it's actually she's a
Yeti?
a medium,
Medium.
and a palm reader and a tarot card.
I read
reader.
her card. Very impressive.
Yeah, so she's going to be in here. She's going to give us some readings. She's going to medium up this room.
Mediate.
Yeah, she'll mediate. No, that's not even how we use the road. I was trying to be funny, but she'll give us some readings. She'll tell us what she does. You know, explain some things to everyone. So it should be pretty good, man. I'm excited to see what my tarot cards say. So
Are we actually going to
give
give?
us a reading and everything?
Let me ask you this,
Wow.
Peach. What do you want for a benefit from Patreon? That's what we're kind of trying to find out. What would be a good benefit? Because we feel like we give everything away as it is. We don't want to take away something just to give it to Patreon.
right, that's the thing we're coming to the impasse with. It's like, what do we
We're
don't
going to
want
make the after show only for Patreon. We're going to make
we don't
live
want to
channel.
take, yeah, we've given so much, we don't want to take anything away just to make it a Patreon only. So we have to come up with something
shit.
new to give people that won't piss people off that don't pay. So it's
Adam's channel has a good suggestion for the medium next week. She can tell us how long that bald spot's going to last.
All right.
it's going to last
okay.
forever.
I knew that
It's
was
gonna
coming.
expand over the top
No,
of
it
his head.
isn't. No, it isn't. I'm
Do a
gonna
live Ouija.
Get
That'd
some
be interesting.
plugs. I'm going to get a toupee.
Next week
That'll
with her.
cover it. Everybody's chip in. Get me a toupee, huh? Make it blonde.
Oh, we were thinking Team
We should
Armand
just do a
shirts with-
Halloween show later on
Surfer
this month to
dude.
get us a Ouija board and some alcohol and just get slammed into Ouija boards.
What?
Have you ever done a Ouija board? Have you done that? That's kind of.
No, I never really fucked with it.
We were gonna get Team Tonga shirts, but then on the
2 terabytes.
on the armpit they would say Team Armand.
What?
We're going to have crotchless underwear that says Team Armand on them, right on the crotch.
Crotchless
Is that
underwear.
for men or women?
Well, if it says it on the crotch,
I mean,
crotchless underwear.
Why are you making them so binary anyway? Go
I
on.
guess I shouldn't.
God, Armand.
That's a
You should just say
Jeez,
boxers
look
and
at this
briefs.
guy.
gender-phobic.
There you go. There's your
Uni-
Team
uni-
Armanders. There's your
unisex.
fucking grace, your savior.
Psh, psh,
Wrong.
psh.
You could just hear the trumpet.
Get that over with.
Take my
I'm just kidding. Everybody,
shot.
Armand Kachigi.
All right. Well, Victor, I hope he's talking to me. He loves me. All right. Thanks,
Everybody
Victor.
loves you, Armand.
I can
except
take
the
it. I
women
can
that
take it.
you-
Go ahead. Dish it out, you guys. All right.
I'll dish it out. I'll dish it out for you.
Where the fan is a guest. That ain't bad.
I was Team Eric until he. Oh, yeah. That Steve says he can roll better than you.
Yeah, he says that, but we'll have to see.
Wow, is that really that far behind?
Isn't Tonga a place they deport criminals to? That's Australia.
Yeah, Tonga's actually a.
That chat's way fucking behind.
Yeah, that's an island in the. Is it Micronesia? It's in the Pacific.
Don't ask me, Armand.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're way
Is that
behind.
where she's from?
No.
No, she's from DuQuoin.
Right. much more.
What a fucking
much
drive
closer.
there. Why? What the fuck is that? Why would you get a girlfriend? Like, that's a long drive. How long you been with Tonga?
Over a year and 4 months.
It's been that long?
Yeah,
Nice, man.
last
Good job.
July.
Congratulations,
What the
Armand.
fuck is going
Yeah.
on?
When's
Celebrate our
the
anniversary.
ceremony at? When's the wedding?
Yeah, we're making plans.
Are you?
All the
Okay,
listeners are
okay.
invited.
Really?
Yeah, except the ones with the bald jokes.
well,
They will be omitted
all of our
from the
listeners
invitation.
can't come.
Yeah, right. Which is about everybody today. All right, I'm taking your names down.
All right, we get a few more minutes to try to
There
fix
will be
this
a-
fucking chat.
What's the matter
Terrible
with it?
retribution.
You just have to refresh it, I think. I don't know what's going on.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, what's the matter with that thing?
I-
I just assume not see them, to tell you the truth, today.
Did you say? Oh wait. hang
This
on.
is a brutal bunch. Inhuman.
Why is this going?
Picking on an old man.
Ugly old man.
Yeah. Hey.
What?
Shit.
I'm on your side, Armand.
Yeah, sure you are. You're great.
Oh no, we're
As
gonna
far as
give
I'm
away-
concerned, your brother rolls better than you, too.
That's true.
fine.
That's true though.
That's honestly opinion.
Well.
They want toupees as gifts now for Patreon subscribers in Armand in honor of Armand.
Toupees.
I don't need a
Jesus,
full
this is
toupee, just a
rough.
merkin.
Should make a
American.
show about how Ocho Man confirmed that he likes his butt.
Oh,
being
thank you,
played with.
Jessica. Thank you. Top tier. We're a fan as
If
a
you
guest.
shower
What's
in
that
that
mean?
shit afterwards, you're probably Team Eric.
I think this shit's fucking broken.
Oh, that is good.
Thanks, Soapworthy.
That is good. And then make him wrestle Armand live.
You guys getting way too far ahead of us. I don't see any of these.
Jessica says she loves your hair.
I know. Thank you, Jessica. And lack thereof.
Eric Hicks says Armand's bald spot 2020. I assume he
Oh,
wants it
thanks,
to run for
asshole.
president. I assume he wants your bald spot to run for president. I don't know. Who would be the running mate?
For me, 2020? Who'd be my running mate?
Your bald spot's running mate. If it's Armand's bald spot for president, who's going for vice? Ocho Man's polo.
Yeah,
tattoo?
Ocho Man's shaved ass. Fucking right on. Thanks, Troy.
Fuck Everett, Armand for
Right
Armand
on.
for wingman. Yeah, right. This Mr.
Yeah,
Steelio girl.
yeah, these guys wear caps.
Wingman.
That's not fair.
Eric is balding
Goddamn right
too.
too.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
All
goddamn
right.
it,
Take off the
OG
caps.
Paul Weezy.
You guys about ready?
I bet.
God damn it, I'm not balding either.
We got
You got eye bags.
I got to print out.
AJ just said that.
Well, yeah, because I stay up late.
Oh, sure.
What else would it be from? Because you don't get enough sleep, right? I mean, am I correct?
Well, a lot of it's genetic.
Oh, well, then there you go. I'm genetically not sleeping
Congenital,
right.
eye
Congenital
bags.
heart failure and things like that.
Congenital warts.
Congenital warts, huh?
Perianus.
In the anus.
Players don't sleep. Well,
All right.
I don't know about that.
Hey,
All right, you guys ready?
True.
Yeah, I think I've heard enough jokes.
Record is active.
Well, let's do it. Contact.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
That's true.
I think I'm going to stand up for this show.
this crazy shit could be completely
I don't like this camera angle.
Trade Eric sides.
You gonna trade me sides?
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Flip
we
real quick,
reserve
you
the
can
right
do
to
it.
be wrong, ladies and gentlemen.
Your laptop
You
make it?
sit here, Mr. Baseball Cap.
Mr. Full Head of Hair.
Story.
think again.
Yeah, these guys.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
And we are back again another week. Surreal Talk. Welcome, everybody. Eric is not able to do the intro this week.
Still there.
Armand and Eric
Sit
had to
like
switch
this.
seats.
How's that?
There's been some controversy before the show today.
Controversy.
Controversy, yes, as Armand might say.
There, that's better.
So
Full
Armand
head of
couldn't
hair.
sit with his back to the camera anymore. There's been some people ribbing him very meanly in the chat about
insensitive.
They call him a bald spot. It's not bald. It's not bald. There's plenty of hair there. It's just
Thank you.
the
There's
light's
not plenty
bad.
of hair there.
There is hair there. It's not bald.
Look on
bald.
Twitter later. I'll get a picture of it and we'll put it up there magnified.
great.
It's just mean. It's just mean. What are we doing this week, boys?
Lanugo.
This
What the fuck
week
is Lanugo? Hold on.
You don't know what Lanugo is?
That's one.
That's
too
the
far from
fine hairs on an infant.
Oh,
They're not
that what
bald. They
smells
have
like potatoes?
Lanugo.
Babies' heads smell good. Yeah.
You've been sniffing babies' heads,
Do
have
you
you?
not?
No.
Oh.
I-
Are you
no,
never
I
around
don't think
any
I've ever
if you ever
sniffed
get
a
around
baby's
a
head.
baby, smell its head, like a newborn baby, like within 5 weeks or 3 weeks old or something. I
It
don't know.
smells like a potato.
Well, it's probably an inaccurate description of what it actually
tuber.
smells like, but it smells good. Just saying. Call me
Something
weird if you
perverse
want,
in
but
that. All right.
no, it's not perverse. I'm just saying.
All right. Well, I'll get my strand by strand replacement.
and we were thinking about taking out a GoFundMe.
And
Yeah.
but listen, pay the extra money for the good stuff because I've seen some whack jobs on the plug thing. And
Does
it's
it matter
not-
on the top though?
Yeah, it really fucking does. I've seen.
I
It's,
just date shorter women.
Just go the Ocho Man route.
there ain't many women that's shorter than you,
Kill it
though,
all.
Armand. You're only like 5'6".
No, 5'4".
Are you really 5'4"?
Get lost. Fuck you.
How tall are you, Armand?
5'9".
Anybody shorter than that, me, I just consider 5 foot somehow.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Take your shots.
We are.
Wait till the medium gets here.
It's rip
I'm
on
sure this is
Armand week.
bad karma for you, brother.
Your aura is going to be blacker than fuck.
Yeah,
My
bad
well, yeah, but
juju.
it's a good thing because she does aura cleansing. So
Does she
I'll
do
be-
voodoo? Because I'm going to stick a pin in your ass.
I bet you would. Hey,
Is that
I don't
on
go
your
that
penis?
way, Armand.
Right there.
He said, and that pin is my penis. So
Anyway, this week, bringing back a show from we did last year. Actually, we spent the whole month of October doing this kind of stuff.
yeah.
We are doing the Reddit's Real Paranormal Tales again, where we scour all the weird paranormal Reddits on, Reddit, and look for scary stories that we like.
Hey, we had one right here. What did that guy tell you his story? The guy that painted the ceiling?
In here?
He had an
No, I can't fucking remember what he told me.
He had to get his house exercised.
Yeah,
he
that's
said.
right. It's right. He said he had to get his house. I had to pay for it and everything. But
Oh,
he-
shit, I wish I would've
well, he
talked to
did
you
it
about that.
Well, we
himself.
talked to
He
him.
did it
Yeah, the
himself.
boulder guy?
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know he self-exercised.
Yeah, he fucking did it himself. And I'm like, well, how did you do it if you don't? Because I don't believe in that shit. And I'm like, well, why'd you even exercise the ghost? And he's like, well, I believe in the ghost, but and I'm like, but he
Well, that's
doesn't believe.
consistent.
Next time he's in here, I'm going to ask
But
him
yeah, he
about
did
that.
it himself. I'm like, well, did they have like a DIY
I didn't know that.
kit that you can just go buy, like a
Yeah,
do-it-yourself
I wanna know- yeah, I wanna get the
exorcism?
details
It's got
on
like
that.
holy water and a fucking cross in it. It's
Right,
just, dude,
right.
it's your one cover-all exorcism kit. I
Oh,
think.
shit. Armand, they can see your bald spot in the window behind you.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding. I'm just kidding. They
terribly
can't
too.
see it.
Ever to be over here
All
next.
right,
He's
knock
like,
it
fuck
off,
you
you
guys.
I'm gonna move the camera over.
Yeah,
this, so
move
this
it.
is-
Move the fucking camera. Move me.
Anyway, I guess without further ado, we can hop right into it. You want to pick one of yours, Eric? You
Yeah.
had about 50 of them, right?
Holy shit.
No, I didn't have 50
He had like
of
3 or
them.
4. I had
All
like
right.
15, but
I'm trying to.
I did real work.
Oh, really?
Anybody else self-exercise? That'd be interesting.
I went for a walk the other day, but I wouldn't call that.
No. Yeah, we see the result.
Okay, so
I'm gonna take my shot at you,
I'm
brother.
still reading this.
I
and
protected you.
No, thank you.
No more.
You're right. You're
Still
right. You're
reading
very
this one?
svelte.
even though we decided it didn't fit.
Okay, you're gonna do the John Lennon one.
Yeah, the Dakota. It's an apartment building in
Isn't
Manhattan, New
it's
York.
his birthday, isn't it, today?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I think it's his birthday.
Well, happy
He would have
birthday, John
been
Lennon.
Look at that
79.
Still hardly
kind of
still-
eerie.
It's not a Reddit
Maybe
tale.
eerie.
It's not from Reddit.
It's not from Reddit at
It's not
all.
a person's real tale.
Well, but I liked it.
So that makes it.
So it
All
doesn't
right.
fit though, but I'm still gonna say it. So it's
All right. Make
Get it
pretty.
over with.
the Dakota apartment building's been home to many rich and famous
Where's
residents.
Dakota apartment building?
It's
It's
in
right,
Manhattan.
Yeah, it's right by Central Park.
Right.
I
We had
said
to
that
look up
before you
earlier.
interrupted me earlier.
You didn't know it was in Manhattan. You said New York.
I said it. Well, right now. Oh no, you're right. When we did research, I
You
didn't
didn't
know
know
it was in
New York.
Manhattan. Yes, I fucking did. Shut up. You gonna let me tell this story?
You thought it was in North Dakota.
Tell the story.
Anyways, has been home to many rich and famous residents since it opened back back in 1884. John Lennon and Yoko Ono moved into the building in 73, and John was also assassinated outside of the structure on December 8th, 1980.
Correct.
Before his death, he claimed to see crying lady ghosts, or a single.
That's like
crying
that La
lady.
Llorona.
He was a
Not
wife
hip,
beater
what's
too,
that?
wasn't he?
Well,
let's look it
Wasn't
up.
John Lennon a wife beater?
I mean,
So maybe that's part of it. Well,
talking
hey,
about Yoko Ono here. She screams in your fucking ear like this all goddamn day. Fuck,
All right, the La
just saying.
Llorona.
She slept with Hillary Clinton too.
I have a
I
story.
believe that.
I actually have a story about somebody saying they saw this. We'll get to it later, but it sounds just like it. It is the lore states a woman was abandoned by her husband, was left alone to raise 2 sons, when she instead drowned in a river out of grief and anger. As a result of her actions, the woman was condemned to wander all eternity until she finds bodies of her children. Blah 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 blah. She's a woman in like a veil and whatnot. Comes
Isn't that called a lamia?
That labia? No, that's
Not a
something completely
labia, a
different.
lamia.
Oh.
I don't know.
Looked at LAMIA.
Anyways,
Lamia.
before his death,
Is that
John
a
Lennon
water witch?
claimed that he saw a crying lady ghost roaming the halls. And then after he died, Yoko, who still lived in the building, said she witnessed John's ghost sitting at a piano.
Oh, I read that. Yeah.
And she said that he told her, "Don't be afraid, I'm still with you."
Ugh. God.
I'm
Would you
just
stay with
sitting
her?
Here watching the
Are you talking
humans go
about?
round and round.
Are you talking about Yoko?
Yeah.
There's not a fucking chance in the
You
world.
can have any
ever.
woman in the world. You pick that.
You ever actually watch a Yoko performance? It's hard to watch. It's literally her doing that.
Ugh.
And
Really
she
crazy.
can people pay to see this?
Not this people.
Yeah, not these people. But,
God.
yeah, you
Anyways,
were right about Lamia though. It's Greek in origin, but yeah, pretty similar.
Did you play Dungeons and Dragons? Remember? I think so.
Nickelpedes, yeah.
yeah, I'm not hip.
Sorry,
Go,
man.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done with it. Yeah, no,
It's
it's
just
creepy
no-
level of 4.
Think that was creepy? Just
Because
the
I
way you
haven't
saw
been
John
there.
Lennon?
Yeah.
Why would it be creepier?
If you've been there, I don't know. I feel like though, if I have been to that location before in my life,
that automatically makes it creepy.
it automatically makes it
Is this
creepier
more
in
real
my
or
head.
what?
I think the
mean,
creepiest
maybe.
isn't the Queen Mary is supposed to be haunted.
Yeah.
Everybody says that's haunted. Long Beach Harbor.
Never been there.
I'll bet the medium has. We got to ask her about that because she's from her car's from California.
I don't know. I met her at the mall.
What?
Well, that's
Anyway.
where else you got to meet people.
Right.
What are we doing in a mall? It's
Yeah, a
2019. There's still malls?
Yeah,
Trust
come
me, it
on.
wasn't my idea.
What mall?
Do you think I go to malls?
What mall?
West County Plaza.
What the fuck were you doing over Chesterfield?
Shopping at a mall. Duh, I just said that.
Wow. Did you buy anything?
You
No.
skipped the Galleria
I
to
bought-
go all the way over to West County?
I didn't buy it. What are you talking about? I skipped. This is not my idea.
Whose idea was it? Your kids?
No.
Who is it then?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
Yes,
matters
it
if you're going
does.
to tell
It's
the
not
story.
Grill Eric Hour.
You bring it
Back
up.
to the
Yeah,
paranormal
it's my
experience.
bald spots,
You're not
yeah.
getting out of this.
All I brought up was the medium,
Mm-hmm.
which is pertinent to the
Motherfucker
show.
got shit to hide, apparently.
Yeah, I think he's got a bald spot too.
Yeah.
It's in
soul.
the front though.
Yeah.
It's not bald though. It's just.
Is it
thinning.
better to have it on top or in the front? Because I don't have any problem in the front.
I feel like the back is rough, dude, and that's probably only because I'm going in the front. But I feel like the back is. I don't know.
I don't want a big forehead like yours.
I don't know. I don't want it either.
Motherfucker, you got a 5 head.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
That's an old joke.
It is what it
there.
is.
Yes, it is.
Anyway,
Very good.
hit another one, Eric. How about that?
All right.
When you have dreams, Armand, you don't have dreams. You have movies
Tell you what.
because your head's so big.
I had a listener send me one in earlier, one of our listeners. So it's not a Reddit one, but let's get the non-Reddits out of the way right off the bat. How about that?
What's the difference?
Reddit is a website.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, hold on. This is not opening.
Well, he's the one who shops at a mall. I mean, God, you thought I was backward. I go to
wait, I did buy
Amazon.
something.
You are backward.
I did buy something.
What'd you get?
I bought
you go
the,
to Spencer
the
Gifts.
420 Stoner ball, which probably could have been
Spencer
bought at
Gifts.
Spencer's. Yeah.
Are those
All right.
still around?
Spencer's?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been to a mall
Can't
forever.
be.
So I don't know.
All right.
All right, this is a listener of the show, Michael Brown. He sends in this little story.
Hi, Michael.
He says, "Hey guys, first I would like to say I'm a huge fan of the show, Team Everett all the way. Of course.
Oh,
Now
bad
for the
choice.
Now for the spooky shit.
Why I picked this one?
That's the first one. So about 6 years ago, I used to live in this 1-bedroom apartment, and the living room is connected to the bedroom, so I would sleep with the door open because I felt disconnected from the house. So one night, I woke up in the middle of the night, I went to the restroom that did all the business, and I got back in bed. I don't remember falling asleep. I got right in bed. I threw the blanket over me, and then I hear something walking from the living room into my bedroom. I don't know how but I could sense what this thing was doing. It walks right up to my bed and just leans over. It had to be about 6 inches from my face. It just stood there for hours, and I couldn't move. I couldn't do shit. And then out of nowhere, it just swings its arms back and slaps the side of my bed and instantly become 100 times more scared.
Damn.
And then after that, it just backs away slowly from my bed, walks into the corner of my room, and after a little bit of time, it just disappears. And then I'm able to move and take the covers from me, and after that night, I've been a little bit scared of the dark, and the memory still fucks with me sometimes. Sounds like a night terror / sleep paralysis type of thing.
Fuck. Sounds like it sucked.
Slapped
either
his
way.
bed.
That's the
Like something like that, I guess.
So
Michael, whenever you read this later, send me another message back. You ever look into sleep paralysis and see if that's maybe a possibility? Could have been a thing, but this is very similar to what I've heard. Like, he couldn't move. You know what I mean? Super scared, couldn't move. Sounds just like every account of sleep paralysis we've heard.
It would fucking suck. I think sleep paralysis would be scary in itself. Just the fact that you're anytime, like you've heard the horror stories, people lying on the operating room table and they wake up, but they can't fucking move and they feel everything. And it's like, how much fucking worse could it get than that?
Pretty worse. I mean, you could move and still not be able to do anything about it.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah. So
not so
torture would
bad.
be worse, right? I get it. At least they're helping you.
Take it like a man.
Sissy.
Oh, it's just your gallbladder
Yeah.
removal surgery? Fuck, you don't need anesthetic for
The
that.
doctor knows what he's doing.
I'd like Armand to remove my gallbladder through my anus.
Anus?
Well, I'd love to.
I bet you would.
Get a scope up there.
Let me hit my email
Probably
here.
have all kinds of spare parts we could remove.
Do you guys ever remember
no effect.
being younger and ever like being so scared when you were asleep, having to cover over your head and just listening? It's like the loudest quiet ever.
I
was
never had a
never
problem
young.
with that. I was always wondering what the hell's under the bed.
Really, I was never a bed guy. I just,
I was like, what the hell's under there? So I
Closet
didn't like to have
maybe.
my hand over the side or anything. That was scary.
What about coming out?
I guess I saw one of those movies where somebody grabs it, you know? I mean,
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You ever did the fast walk up the stairs?
You know I've done the fast walk up the stairs.
It don't bother me anymore, but I don't. I remember being younger and be like, all right, as soon as I shut the basement light off, fucking get out of there because it's. You know,
Well,
you
my
can't see what's
grandma's
under there.
basement was scary. That was a scary basement, man.
Tell you what, I
Old.
remember.
Cobwebs, the whole
I
thing.
used to go over to your grandma's all the time, and
Hey,
Got him.
leave her out of this.
all right, I will, just for you. All right, the next one's from our good friend Christina over at the Freak Nation podcast.
Yes.
If you guys haven't checked out Freak Nation, please do. What they do is they go to a different location every week or every episode and give you basically the haunted tour of the everything weird about that location, like this city, that city. It's pretty neat.
Wow. All over the country they go? Or?
Everywhere.
They go everywhere, Armand.
Oh.
He's never going to leave us now, is he?
Never.
Never. That's good for me. All right. She starts out. My mother-in-law bought this really nice house. The first time I saw it, I had to spend one night in the basement. The next night, I slept in the second floor guest room. The first night in the basement, I was laying down to go to sleep when I hear a man's voice whisper in my ear. Do you want some candy, little girl? I put the nice voice on there. You're welcome.
That's what it
Is that
said?
timeout?
Yeah. Do you want some candy, little
Comcast
girl?
timeout.
Oh, God.
What's that?
The timeout.
I guess so. My wife, who was laying next to me, didn't hear it. The second night, we all decided it was time for bed. Really quick, at the top of the stairs, there was a hallway that led to an office loft with another set of stairs that led back downstairs. There was a window above that set of stairs that you could see from the stairs at the other end of the hall. So I made my way upstairs while everyone was still downstairs. When I got to the top of the stairs, the word stairs here has been used 19 times.
Wow, yeah.
That's why I was like, yeah, where are we at in the house? I
Yeah,
don't
it's like
know.
amazing.
Were there
I was
any
trying to
stairs
follow
in
in
the
my
house?
mind, but
I looked down the hallway and there was this large black apparition in front of the window.
Ooh, an apparition.
Yeah, I've seen those. At the top of the stairs,
Seeing
I
one
can
right
make out
now.
the shape of a head and shoulders. It blocked out the whole window. And it was larger than my brother-in-law, who was 6'5", broad, and 280.
you talking about you?
It's a
No, it's
big
pretty close.
apparition.
I immediately went to the guest room until my father-in-law came up and went to his office. We went back home the next day. A few weeks later, my mother-in-law discovered tunnels had been dug under the house. I could share pictures of those later. Please do on the group, Christina. Other weird shit happened in that house, but that's my two personal experiences.
Yeah, those are pretty fucking scary.
Yeah, dude. Especially whenever it's not like you wake up to it. Whenever you're in the house and you see something across the way, that ups it another step for me because it's like everybody else is accounted for. I don't know. I've only ever seen the one apparition. We all know my old tale. I'm not telling it again.
No, we'll get to that later in the
I
episode.
guarantee you we don't.
Let's get to it when we're off the air, huh?
You've not heard it?
Oh, you got to tell it now. Come
God,
on,
shit.
Armand.
God damn it. This is the story where we saw that weird thing in the air by the soccer fields? No? Nothing?
Doesn't ring a bell. No.
All right. It probably
Make Everett tell
it
a
had to be
story.
close to
Check.
10 years ago.
Be brief.
It had to be close to 10 years ago. Me and the wife were out driving around putting the buzz on. This is before we even had kids. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. We're driving
Delirium tremens.
past, we're driving past the soccer fields over at SIU. You know the ones?
Yeah, I know. Sure.
So up across the way, we see like this wisp of like, what looked like from the distance a bug cloud. You know what I mean? How bugs gather in a cloud.
Right.
Wasn't like
there
that. So we
I
get a little
was.
closer. We could see it's like a cloud, a black cloud, but it's not really reflective so much as it. Whenever light hits it, the light just disappears into it, absorbs the
It's
light,
absorbing it.
and it moves really
Black body.
pretty much. It moves really fast in front of the car,
Yes.
stops and hovers in the road for a second, and then zooms off to the side of the road. We both saw the same thing, so it's not like one of us was like, "Did you see that?" We were both like, "What the fuck was that?"
All right.
That's the story.
Zoloft. BID.
Either one of us. I should take some, or I was on
Yes,
some.
yes. I'm prescribing.
Please do. What other candy can you give me? Anything I want?
Want some candy?
We'll talk later. Want some candy, little Everett?
Not Taylor. Hello.
All right. Let's hear one of your paranormals from Reddit.
So this one is I need some answers from user Nocturnal Sorrow. It's a pretty good one too. I said I don't know if this is the right sub to ask. Blah 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 blah.
What sub was this on?
So this was on.
You didn't mark that down, did you?
The truth is here.
Oh, cool. Good call.
Anyway, he says his English is not his native language. He's on mobile also, so bear with him. I can feel that. It was like 2 years ago, my first year of uni. I assume that means university. I was talking with a friend on the phone about mundane stuff when he starts telling me stories about his dead uncle. He told me that they were very close and he was the only family member he could talk to. Here comes the weird part. Suddenly, I start feeling like someone was in my room. I couldn't see the presence physically, but I could see someone in my mind. And then, out of nowhere, I tell my friend, hey, does your uncle look like this, walk like this, and behave like this, etc., etc.? He responds affirmatively and was also freaked out, and so was I. So, he tells his friend what... Anyways, I've always had some sort of intuition. I knew someone was going to say or do, but I never was able to give such details about someone that I've never met and who was also dead. Since then, I've been thinking about this, but never explored it further as I was busy with university and such. Could this be just intuition or maybe something more? I don't know. I just thought that was pretty crazy. I mean, he had described his friend's dead uncle to a T to him. So.
Well, have we reached a conclusion on whether we believe in ghosts?
Do you? That's a case-to-case basis, Armand. I would think that's a personal.
Well, if you believe in one, you believe in them all, right? How can you only believe in one ghost?
Well, yeah.
Depends. Are ghosts?
Well, that's logical.
If you believe in ghosts, what is a ghost?
So you're telling
like that.
Is it a human
spirit, dead something.
Some dead human.
Dead human, yeah.
Okay, so it's a dead human. It can't,
That's how I'm going to define it. Yeah.
Okay. What about a demon? Is that a ghost?
Well, how do you define a demon?
A demon wouldn't be a human. A demon is another type of entity.
All right, well, whatever.
Do you believe in God? Because God and ghost, honestly, you can't prove either one.
No, and more than that,
you see ghosts when you see God.
God's only one of about 4,000 different gods. So if you can believe in one God, why can't you believe in all of the gods? Mm-hmm. Just like you just said there, Armand.
We're getting real philosophical now.
I'm just saying. I'm not turning your words
down. Don't cloud the issue. I just said you believe in ghosts.
Just put the glasses on, Armand.
I can't. They hurt my.
I don't know whose they are.
Yeah, they're not yours because these aren't.
I found these in the studio this morning. They're very weird.
Maybe we should all take turns wearing them.
Could be a ghost.
Probably good for you.
Think so?
Ghosts wear glasses?
No.
I mean, if they had prescriptions to glasses.
Did you see Beetlejuice? The dude didn't need his glasses anymore.
Really? Well, that's right.
Because his eyes were on his fingers.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
You would think though. Yeah, you would be. Would you be myopic? Well, if you're myopic in as a human.
Yeah, I mean, if
you would think you'd be near. That'd be a good script.
I bet
the nearsighted ghost.
Oh yeah, or ghost. The sheet over the ghost. You can't see. His eyes are already
about
bad.
The sheets and all that stuff. And
all right, I got one. This is from the Our Paranormal subreddit. It's by user Gelcombe. Bum in the Subway Read My Mind is the title.
It's interesting.
Says I was in Detroit recently for a convention. I guess it's not a subway because it's not underground. I think they call it a people mover. Have you ever heard of that? They call them a people mover?
Yeah, people mover. Yeah, right. Is
that right?
I know what he's talking about.
Sure. Kind of like our Metrolink, probably.
Something like that.
I was waiting for the people mover to arrive near a group of strangers, and a bub was sitting nearby. He was talking in a stereotypically crazy voice, saying things like, "What's wrong with him? What's wrong with this guy? What the fuck? What the hell?" I assumed he was some schizophrenic, and I felt pretty bad for him. And I thought he was seeing people who didn't exist, or something like that.
Plausible.
Must be crazy, he said.
I'll buy that diagnosis, yeah.
No, that's what the guy was saying out loud.
Yeah.
And the man who's the point of view guy here, I thought to myself, yeah, you must be, like in his head thinking that. And that bum looked directly at me and repeated, yeah, you must be. I practically shit my pants because this guy just repeated the exact same sentence I'd said to myself in my head. Kind of felt like one of those moments where you're thinking of a word or a phrase and simultaneously you see the word appear on the TV by random chance. He quickly looked away from me, kept looking between different people.
Yeah, the word today seems to be bald, showing up a lot on our screen.
He quickly looked away from me, kept looking between different people and saying things like, "Hope the hotel has a pool. Where did I park?"
Oh, so he's reading everybody's minds, apparently?
She's cute. Very cute. That could be.
Yeah, I think he's on the right track there.
I know it could have been a complete random chance from a schizophrenic dude spewing random words, but it really seemed like this guy was somehow hearing the inner thoughts of everyone around him, waiting for the people mover, and almost involuntarily repeating them aloud. Very creepy.
Well, now what would you call that?
Well, if somebody is truly telepathic and doesn't have a handle on it, how would you shut it out? Like if you didn't know how to filter it.
Fucking Professor X in the movie You Don't Like Apocalypse. He says, "You want to know what it's like being me?" And he grabs Apocalypse's head and he hears every fucking, because Professor X learned how to filter out everyone's thoughts, but
He grabs him and just lets him hear what he hears.
That was in the movie, the Superman movie too. That's how he beat Zod because, or one of the ways he was able to beat him. From a young age, he was able to hear fucking miles and miles. He'd hear everything, and his mom taught him to, filter it out and only concentrate on what's here. And whenever he ripped Zod's like fucking little helmet thing off, he got inundated with a flood of sensory information and couldn't handle it.
Oh, overloaded.
But think about that. If you heard voices everywhere, didn't know what they were, you'd probably go crazy pretty quick. And then what are you going to do? Sit there besides spew them out, like everything you hear. Grr. Be mad about it. Makes sense to me. I mean,
yeah, I would think that would
as
fucking
long as they
be
don't
terrible.
mention my bald spot, I'd be okay with it.
you get over your bald spot. Everybody gets them.
Yeah,
You're a 90-year-old man.
Really rubbing it in today. You know, there's inhumane people.
Inhumane.
I thought better of you.
I got another one that I thought was pretty interesting. Hold on, let me highlight this one here. So,
That's I don't think we've heard that one before.
no, these are all personal accounts from people on that website, Reddit.
That's why my first one didn't fit.
Which one was that?
About John Lennon.
Oh yeah.
Where was it? God damn. Oh, there it is. Okay. What, do you got another one then?
No, I got 3 altogether. Yeah, I have 2 more. 1 and 2. Yeah, so you'll have to. These ones are long ones though.
All right, this one's called "There's Something Stalking the Fields Out of Our House." It's on again the Reddit Paranormal subreddit.
So these aren't our listeners?
No, these are all from that website Reddit. You got to check out Reddit, man. It's basically like it's an online community, like a forum or a message board.
Yeah.
But it's split into subversions of itself for any topic you could think of. From any type of weird porn to paranormal shit to conspiracies to any game you've ever heard of to TV shows to movies to,
And what, people just get on there
You
and
would love the porno mod.
Oh yeah. Why? I don't watch porn.
No, it's mostly amateur.
Amateur porno mod with
Oh,
goats
well,
and
listen.
things. With animals.
Well,
I'm on.
Oh well, okay.
There used to be all that shit.
Something
They
a
banned
little
all that stuff.
provocative.
They banned all that.
I wouldn't know. I don't look that.
Yeah, well, I used to. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, this is by the user
They
Philocene
banned all goats or just
All
goats
goats
or all
on mine.
four-legged creatures?
Yes,
What-
and Inus.
and some three-legged.
oh,
Eric got his whole account banned. Before you read, please note there won't be any TLDR as this is very specific information. As of right now, I'm very paranoid and need answers. So
Uh-oh.
TLDR means too long, didn't read, which is you look for that at the bottom of these
Synopsis.
posts. So like if somebody puts a wall of text and you don't want to waste all the time,
Wrap it
a
up,
real
yo.
nice guy will put a TLDR at the end of it saying,
so next time be more concise, huh?
but this guy's like, no. This is specific, and right now I need answers. So here's
right.
the whole long fucking story. I live in Kentucky. It's very backwards and rural here.
Oh, I don't know
hell
about
no.
that.
And although I've lived
Hey.
here for a year, I'm still not used to the extreme amount of woods and isolated areas. Coming from the beaches in Florida, things are very different here, and it's still taking me a while to adapt to my surroundings. I live in my parents' house in a rural area. Although it's next to a highway, it's not necessarily in the most populated area. With 2 gas stations and a dollar store, that's it for about 20 minutes in all directions. Decently rural, in my opinion. Anyway, we live on an acre of land. About 30 yards behind our house is a large 150-acre farm belonging to a farmer. That's fucking pretty big. Keep in mind that we've never seen this guy before, but he does plant his plants during plant season. This guy's obviously not a farmer.
Does he have plants? Yeah.
Plants his plants during plant season.
Well, it's rural.
It would be crops.
Yeah.
Plants
Yeah,
his
well,
crops.
That's what he says. He plants his plants during plant season. Anyway, enough of the basic information. For the year,
Sows his crops.
yeah, there you go. For the year we've lived up here, there's been a lot of weird shit going on. To name a few, there's been times where I've seen a ghost, I've heard random noises, and although aliens may not be considered paranormal, I swear to you I've heard high-frequency noises and seen lights in the sky.
I'd consider them paranormal, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, not normal.
Preternatural.
We do live around 30 miles from Fort Knox, so could be
Oh,
military
well,
stuff.
well, yeah. It's a gold.
There's no gold there anymore. I'm not.
Well, the
Yeah,
residue.
where have you been?
Gold residue. You're right. Sorry. I mean, I'm not thinking fourth dimensionally, man. Once it was there at one time, it's there for all time.
Goldfinger's attack.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
That's very good.
Now, this is where the road takes a deep turn. I, as well as my family, have noticed that none of our surrounding neighbors, about 6 of them, is out past 9 p.m. at night. Now, I can understand that, but I mean, there was always at least a few people up and about during the night where I came from. But there's not even a single late night party or anything here. Nothing at all. These people do not come out at night. I thought it was odd at first, but I didn't pay much attention until recently. Me and my friends would occasionally get together and go out around 1 in the morning and on the back porch and smoke a joint and stargaze and just have a good time. Each time we do that, the field 100 foot away would start rustling with noises, as if someone was running through the underbrush. Me and my friends, higher than kites, would normally laugh it off.
Yeah.
But that was only until we heard about a shriek or heard a loud shrieking noise from that area. Needless to say, we haven't done that ever since, and that was about a month ago.
It's always fun till the shrieking begins. Isn't that the truth?
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Wrong
Don't laugh at me.
That was a terrible shriek.
Yeah.
That's why he yelled wrong hole. You
Kookaburra.
didn't get that?
Oh,
right?
no, I didn't hear that.
That's just like wrong hole. Because he said it's always fun till the shrieking. It's not funny if I
get
have to
you.
explain it.
That's my line
Yeah.
anyway, but fuck off. I got you.
Ever since then, this has had me mentally fucked up. I constantly worry that there's some type of wolf or something over there that lurks around at night. And that was my
The wolf
assumption.
shriek?
A wolf.
And that was my assumption until 2 nights ago.
Uh-oh.
2 nights ago, I was outside at about 11:18 on the spot. On the spot?
Wow.
Anyway, we have a compost bin, so after I cleaned the kitchen, I took the scraps of food and all the other shit out there. It was very dark but peaceful. I should mention now that we have a steel fence around our acre of property, with the compost at the far back of the property next to the fence. The fence also has a gate on it that opens into the farm's field. I don't know why.
Of course not.
Anyway, I made my way to the compost. A huge sense of unnerving feeling erupted all around me. I feel like I was being watched or stalked. It was dark as hell and I couldn't see anything. I had only enough visible light from our outside porch light. I dumped the scraps of food into the compost and heard the exact same rustling noise through the underbrush. I got ballsy here. I had a feeling there was some jackass teen or someone just trying to scare me. So I stood still for about 20 seconds in the direction of the noise. Here's where I start to panic. Took my phone out of my pocket, shook it twice to turn the flashlight on. That's cool. Does mine do that? Yeah. Nope.
Oh, is that wow, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you can't. It didn't work for me.
Yeah.
And I shined it in the direction of the noise. Either you
Shown it.
Well, he said shined. I'm just quoting here, Armand. Nothing really to see but bushes and soybean plants. But something odd caught my eyes. A reflection. I stood confused for a second and shined my light back over to where the reflection was. And holy fucking shit. Like, holy fucking shit. There was something. What's the problem here?
Nothing, no problem. Continue.
Yeah, see what's
So we can see the comments.
You can't do it with a remote.
What'd you say? The Chromecast timed out? It doesn't matter. No
Yeah,
big deal.
you can't do it with a
We got a
remote.
$2
Hold on,
donation and it says bald spot.
I'm going to, that's funny. I'm going to pause this here. Pause this story so these guys can, sources, desktop, Studio A, boom.
Do you got this, man?
Got it. There you go. Anyway, where was I? I got ballsy here. Blah, 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 blah. We got there. Let's see. But something odd caught my eyes. A reflection. I stood there confused for a second and shone my light back over to where the reflection was. I fixed that for you, Armand. And holy fucking shit, like holy fucking shit, there was something, maybe 4 foot tall thing crouched in the soybean plants, and it was looking right at me with red eyes.
Uh-oh.
I cannot make this up, man. I have tears in my own eyes right now typing this.
Yeah, they're welling up in mine too.
No, they're not. I'm not quite sure how I acted. I know I ran inside as fast as I could, and even though
Coward.
my asthma is horrible, I'd like to see you fucking
Asthma.
some sort of 4 foot little fucking werewolf looking thing.
With asthma. The asthma, that makes it.
He ran the fastest he ever ran. Needless to say, I came into the house, locked the door, and ran downstairs in the basement. My room has no windows, both a blessing and a curse, but there was no way in fucking hell this monstrosity was coming into my room. I passed the hell out, woke up at about 7 at night, missed dinner, and everything else, but immediately went outside to the same spot. Nothing was there. I walked into the field to see if maybe I saw some red berries or something, but nothing. After walking back to the house, the next door neighbor was out, and I immediately called out to him. As he came over, I asked him if he's ever seen anything abnormal around here. His reply was, everyone I know, including myself, goes inside before nightfall. There's tales of hellcats and night crawlers all around here. And with that, he went in to go put out his grill and went inside. I didn't sleep much that night. Mainly, I was talking to friends about that shit. And since most of them live near Elizabethtown, about 25 miles away, they have no idea what the fuck it was. Anyway, I'm lost for words at this point. If you read this far, thank you very much for putting in the time to read this. I'm very freaked the fuck out right now, and I don't know what to do. Could have been an animal, but the thing looked nothing like any animal I've ever seen. I'm debating right now whether to go outside with a high beam flashlight and scan the area from my porch. But to be honest, I may shit myself this time. Please, if anyone is from Kentucky, fill me in. The biggest town close to me is Louisville, and that's about an hour away for location purposes. Thank you for reading. Once again, I'm very freaked out. This will help greatly appreciate it. It's got like 19 little edits, but nothing really. That's pretty weird.
What do you recommend?
What do I recommend?
Yeah.
Stay out of the fucking field.
Shotgun? No? Oh, yeah.
I mean, if there's,
It's possessed, huh?
I don't know. I would probably go back out. Actually, I probably wouldn't have ran like that the first time. I hate to sound like a tough guy, but
Yeah,
I usually
it just leaves it in your mind. Like, what the fuck was that?
If I see or hear anything, I go immediately at it. I'm not one to let something sit outside of my view. You know what I mean?
For science.
Not for science, for fucking fear. I'm scared, but I'm going right at it. I don't know.
He goes like this. Oh,
I would
and
think
makes
the
himself
fear
bigger
is
than
this guy is what he did.
Ran well. I mean,
Yeah.
fear makes you do a lot of different things. I
think he's
will
got the
confide
fight or flight.
fear. I think he's got the fear.
from fear and loathing.
You took too much. I have a side note about this that we did research, and it says, I feel like the more believable stories are the ones with the animals acting weird. You know what I mean? Like cows and dogs and shit that can like sense stuff and, you know, they move.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like those stories are scarier and they're more believable.
Do you think they have a sense that we don't possess?
Well, what it is
the
there's some
next
sort
line
of...
says they can sense shit we can't. So maybe earlier I felt exactly like that. Yeah.
Well, I think it's any story where there's some sort of outside corroboration. So it's not just the point of view person telling the story. My mom also saw it. My cousin also
As in
saw
your
it. My
story.
dog reacted. You know, well, kind of like that. Yeah. Whenever you've got more than one person who had the same experience, it's a lot more than just this guy was hallucinating or dreaming or making it right the fuck up. So.
And then I have, if the little blind kid from Jerry Maguire's right, and dogs can smell fear, an apparition is like pure fear. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm slightly high. Sorry.
When was this?
What was that?
That was this morning.
So, what?
That was this morning.
Well, so here again, I mean, what on a plausibility scale of 1 to 10, what do you give these stories?
I mean,
Like that one.
Well, it'd be plausible as in how. I'm not. Who am I to tell someone that what they saw they didn't see?
Yeah, it was.
You know
If
what I
it was,
mean?
if he saw something, I mean,
That's
skeptical.
That's your
I'm
thing.
not skeptical, but more scientific minded. It was more likely an animal, like a regular animal,
Yeah.
like a big ass dog, or
Maybe a chupacabra.
no, chupacabra is native to southern
Virginia.
states, like around Mexico, Texas,
Pueblo?
Mexico, Arizona.
Yeah.
And that was Kentucky, so I doubt that. Who knows? Could have been a Bogey Creek monster.
They
for
don't
all we
have
know, but-
Kentuckian chupacabra.
What's that?
Kentuckian chupacabra.
I doubt it. It's more of a.
Well, I got
southern
one called. Are you done with that one?
I suppose so.
Lifelong Experiences. That's
Okay.
what this one's called. It's by
Okay.
Q Dude.
Okay, cool, dude.
Q Dude.
This is another Reddit. This is one of our listeners.
these are all from Reddit. This is the truth is here is the subreddit I went to. I went to a different one.
All right.
This guy says, I have lived a very normal life, good kids, good wife, stable life, but I assure you this story is true. I'm older and have had paranormal experiences my whole life. They started when I was a young child. My goofy mom introduced me to a Ouija experience. After a short period of nice answers, the board turned on us and told us to go to hell. At first, the cursor did...
Sorry, would you restart this? I was doing
Hello.
chat. I normally bitch at you for it, and I fucked up, but I want to pay attention to what you're saying. So
I've lived a very normal life.
A normal life except for his Ouija
Yeah,
board.
good kids,
turned
good
on him.
wife, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
His goofy mom introduced him to a Ouija board. Anyways,
I still want to do that.
the Ouija board told him to go to hell. So at first, the cursor...
Seriously?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Apparently.
Out loud. The cursor did lengthy multiple figure eights, and then it attempted to tell us, go to hell, 3 different times. It was only the only time I've participated in anything Ouija related. I believe go to hell was an invitation, not a statement. Nevertheless, it started the attachment hauntings that have lasted decades and will probably go on as long as I'm above ground.
You hear about that a lot. That spirits or whatever will attach to people and follow them around, or attach to objects or houses.
I've had a
Pretty
couple
weird.
stories like that too, I think.
Unfortunately, it is likely you also drag around some attachments. I am certain most people do. Sometimes I perceive others' attachments. Most people have absolutely no idea they're there with them. Things.
This guy's got kind of a psychic thing going on.
Yeah, it's definitely something weird.
Did he spell there and there correctly? THEEY
No, he
apostrophe
sure
R.
didn't.
Okay, I was
He
going to
sure
say, I'd be
didn't.
impressed if he did
No,
that.
I went seamlessly
I knew it.
too.
I knew
went
it.
seamlessly too, but no, he sure didn't.
I knew it.
Things know I'm aware, so I have many more overt experiences, most unwanted. I've experienced sightings of black, fast-moving specters. Did you write this?
Specters.
going.
This wasn't your accounting.
No, this is
here?
not my accounting.
Oh, fast black. Okay, anyway, pokes, tugs, doors rattling intensely. Sorry, footsteps walking toward me and knocking. Objects moving right in front of me. Small things falling nearby and occasionally in front of my family members. This stuff doesn't happen frequently, but it does happen at irregular times. Sometimes for long periods of time, nothing happens at all. I've seen good things like my deceased family members. I've seen a few terrible things that I apparently drag around as attachments. Sometimes I see ghosts. Oh, he has question marks after that. I don't understand that. But anyway, well, I think they're ghosts. Oh, okay. I should have kept reading. The most recent event was what had to be the spirit of an undiscovered suicide in the woods. I was on my trail bike in the forest, and I looked up at a steep bluff. I saw through the trees. A bit of smoke about the size of a plastic bag was floating through the trees. As I got closer, it remained static in the shape that I could see, and it was translucent like smoke. It floated directly toward me from 80 to 100 yards, never deviating, coming right at me, floating. It appeared to be floating right through trees. It drifted right to my feet, turned up, moving toward my head, got right in front of my eyes, and just disappeared. I mean, there and then just gone. A few days later, the body of the suicide victim was found very near where I was at. In the comments, he'll post a link to the news story. If you ever watch the Psychic Kids show, he feels exactly as they do, somewhat anxious and somewhat remote from people. I never invite anything. It just comes. I have many true stories, some of which I've already posted. So
Reminds me of the Dead Zone kind of. It's a weird thing. I don't know.
the Xander zone.
I would feel kind of weird if they found a dead body right by where I was at. Like, am I a suspect now? I was there.
I would think.
Said it was a suicide, huh?
So he says. I wonder how he knows. I guess the cop said it was suicide.
You got that
two
one?
gunshots to the head.
You got that one for Armand to read?
Yeah, I'll find that one real quick. Here we go, Armand.
This is
I
a
want you to
good
read
one.
this.
Yeah, why am I reading this?
Because it's very relevant. Start with the title there, and I'll fill in the rest afterwards.
Oh, now I know why.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Dr. Armand.
So I tried to fuck a ghost. All right. Now, this
I
is
bet
not
you
me.
did.
This is not
I
me
bet you
talking.
did,
All
Armand.
right.
This is Armand reading the account of
Yeah,
another.
This is someone else.
The other
First, a
person's
little
Armand G.
backstory. Oh, I can't wait. My girlfriend had just dumped me. Well, now it's sounding pretty familiar. And naturally, I was feeling rather upset. Oh, you'll get over it, brother. I rewatched both Legally Blonde.
Classic
movies
American cinema.
and approximately 2 tubs of icing, but I was still down. What a bitch. Little bitch.
Calm
God,
down, Armand.
Come on. Be a man.
What kind of, was it
Watch
vanilla
John
icing or
Wayne.
chocolate?
Watch Fighting Seabees and eat some beef jerky. All right. One night at around 11, I heard my dog barking out the window.
Pussy.
Was he barking?
Out the window.
So he's out the window. He's not out the window. He's barking.
Maybe his
out.
dog's barking out. Something
Right.
out the window.
I'm trying to get the position.
Is the dog in the
He's-
house or outside
right.
the house? Right.
I
think inside.
Yeah, but he's barking out the window.
Right.
I don't know. He heard the dog barking out the window.
Okay. I came into the living room and looked out with him only to see nothing. Okay. There was nothing outside, no cars, no animals, no people, but he seemed more distressed than usual. Well, you're pretty distressed too, Mr.
The dog was?
Legally Blonde. His fur was standing straight up and his bark turned more into a whine. Then, completely unprompted, he started jumping and turning his head to look out the window at a more extreme angle. Was that like that?
You got to be jumping. Why don't you stand up and try it?
I don't want everybody to see my bald spot.
All right.
He
So
was
that's fair. I wanna see
clearly
it.
following something, and after a few seconds of turning, he jumped up and sprinted towards the back door. Mind you, our back door is made entirely of glass, and he ran to it and started aggressively barking at it and jumping up on his hind legs.
He's ready to kill.
I've had this dog for 3 years, and I knew that this is how he barks when the mailman or any other person he doesn't know walks by. Oh, okay. I think I'm justified in saying I was kind of unsettled by this, especially when he began running rapidly between the 2 windows. Dogs don't randomly start barking if there isn't something they feel threatened by. Is that true?
I think so.
I don't know. They bay at the moon, don't they?
Yeah. Dogs are fucking crazy. You never know what they're
Yeah.
going to do.
By this point, my mom had come out of her room to see what was going on, and we looked out the front window. Oh, well,
What's that fucking dog barking for? Shut it up.
God, he's trying to fuck a ghost in front of his mother?
Calm down. It gets there.
Pervert. After a few minutes of looking, we see the motion activated lights go on. Well, no, okay. Now my first response is, fuck, there's someone trying to get into the house. So I start locking all the doors and windows while my mom checks the security cameras. Nothing. There was nobody at our house, no animals, no people, no intruders, or at least none that the cameras picked up. My mom and I, being spiritual people, well, that's obvious, immediately assume it's a ghost. Well, that's a rather brazen jump in logic, isn't it? She is unsettled by this and starts to go to grab the holy water. Well, good thing they had some of that on hand.
I actually have holy water in my house. Just saying.
How much?
Small vial.
Oh,
It's in the medicine cabinet.
That should be sufficient.
I swear, it's
yeah.
in my medicine cabinet. Next time you're over the house, Eric, look for my holy
I'll
water.
drink it.
Drink
next
it,
time I'm there,
yeah.
I'm
Don't drink it.
drinking
So
and filling it back
you have
up
any
and you'll
sacrificial
never know.
wine?
What if I need it?
Well, for what? You don't believe in that shit anyway, man.
You know what? I'd rather
Yeah,
have.
so
It's like a condom. You know what I mean?
Well,
You
I've
ever
already
holy
drank
water?
it.
You've already drank it and replaced it, didn't you?
Yes.
Damn it.
It's just regular water.
It's like you'd
Tap
rather
water.
have
I
it and
pissed
not
in it.
need it.
And I
than-
filled it up in the toilet.
That's horrible. I'm going to throw that on the vampires and be like, oh, there's shit on that.
Maybe like, oh wait, this pee-pee? All right, I'm on.
This pee-pee. That's gonna be bad. He's gonna be pissed off, bite my head clean off.
right.
Yep.
She's unsettled by this and starts to go to grab the holy water, but I tell her not to worry, that it was probably a bat or something that flew above the cameras. A bat?
A bat on mom.
A harpy. I don't know much about ghosts, but at that point, my weird mix of sadness and sexual frustration, yeah, that's a weird mix, had me wanting to let whatever was outside into our house. I always wanted a haunted house story, and I had heard stories of people having sex with ghosts, so I figured I'd give it a try. Well, this guy's a perv.
Hey, dude,
Takes one to know one.
That's why we had to read it, Armand.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I admit I probably looked batshit crazy, yelling into the night something along the lines of, "Come in, guys. It's warm in here. We won't kick you out. Want some candy, little girl?"
Yeah, that's what it sounds
But
like.
long story short, I now had a ghost in my house. Okay.
Did he see it come in or just felt that it came in?
Yeah, how does he know?
Oh.
How do I scroll this thing down here?
2 fingers.
It's
Yeah,
Oh,
Armand.
oh.
Jesus, did you just touch the
Get
screen?
a touch screen, you pussy. All right, the first hint that whatever was outside had come inside was my dog. Immediately after that night, he got fidgety and restless and began barking a lot more than usual. The dog probably wanted to fuck it too. The second hint was my door.
Okay.
One night I was resting. Well, come on. It was about 2 a.m. and I just
The
finished
ghost doesn't
work.
eat? Is that what you're saying?
I'm in bed trying to sleep when my door violently flings open. Mind you, all the windows in my room were closed, and a draft would not have gotten it to open with
So,
such intensity. He read
what's
your
the
mind
first
there.
thing this guy
You
does?
thought it was a draft, didn't you? The sound of the door hitting my wall was so loud that it woke up my dad. He's around too, Jesus Christ, who promptly asked, "What the fuck is going on there?" Nice family. I didn't know how to answer him. I wasn't the one who would open the door. The next morning, he asked me about it, and I just told him that I must have been sleepwalking or something. Yeah, he'd probably believe that. This continued every single day for about it's night, wasn't it? For about 2 weeks. I knew enough was enough when the hinges on my door began to come apart, causing it to tilt and drag on my floor, scratching it. This pissed off my parents even more, and I was just getting annoyed by being woken up in the middle of every night.
As you
Yeah,
would be. Yeah.
of course.
Well, sure. Any,
I mean, if you're not hurting me, just fuck off. Quit waking
any
me up.
sane individual would have the same reaction.
Right.
So I, like any sensible human being, I don't know about his judgment on that one, decided to make the best out of a shitty situation. Oh, resourceful young man. I was going to fuck the ghost. Sure. Well, sensible human being, any sensible human being would do that.
He went there.
God.
I'm not mad at him.
I feel like this was actually
Don't kink
Armand
shame.
What is it?
writing.
Yeah.
Don't
come
kink shame this,
on.
okay?
I felt that it was rude to fuck somebody I did not know. Well, that's where you and I differ there. So it's the height of politeness. All right, so I gave the energy a name, Karen. Oh, so he names it. Now we're okay.
Of course.
Sure. Now you
It's
can fuck
Karen.
it. Sure, Karen. I tried talking to Karen through my tarot cards, and then through my pendulum.
bitch.
My pendulum?
Yeah, like a pendulum on Ouija or something.
Oh.
Terrible.
And then through mirror scrying. What the hell's that?
Like where you let it ride on the mirror, like the spirit right on the window.
Is that what it's called? Scrying?
I assume so.
Then where you get like a bunch
I'm
of
guessing
steam.
here, folks. I'm guessing.
Those conversations didn't really go anywhere. So I
assume not.
decided, just go to a bar, man. So I decided to do it the old-fashioned way. That night, like every night, I heard my door slam open. Immediately, does the door slam open? Okay.
Well, maybe if it hits, there's a wall behind it.
I get okay, maybe. So I took off all my clothes and removed my covers. Did I look crazy? Yes. Did I care? No, not really. For a little bit of context, I take sleeping pills regularly to help me fall asleep. What other medications you on, brother? And at this point, they had just started kicking in. My words were slightly slurred, but I turned to the doorway, running my hand along my torso. Oh, he was doing this. I told whatever was standing there, "Hey, Karen, want to fuck?" Because I'm down if you're down. He's talking to a ghost. The door just stayed open, so I continued. Well, apparently Karen was interested. So I continued. "Oh, come
was
on,
the best
Karen.
sex I'd ever had."
It must be lonely out there being a spirit and all." He's got a point there.
He's laying the game down.
Sensible human being. "Don't be scared. I won't hurt you."
Much. Oh, wait.
Unless you ask for it.
I watched door intently, and for the first time ever, it began to creep close. Oh, well, apparently.
He got that ghost
Yeah,
itis.
Karen didn't find him very attractive, apparently.
No.
It
She was shutting it
continued,
when she come in.
and
on,
eventually shut. I was terrified, but also let down. No, she left. If you think being rejected by a human person is hard,
She didn't leave.
imagine being rejected by a ghost like damn. Oh, ghost like damn. He didn't punctuate it.
No, like damn.
Yeah.
You know? You get rejected by a ghost. Like
Right.
damn.
Karen never opened my door again. Well, back to the ice cream and
Well, you
Legally
whip your dick
Blonde.
out.
He
people
showed it to her, and he perved
Not
out. He
interested.
perved away a ghost.
Hey, so
He
that's not a
creeped
bad way.
out
You want to
a
exercise your house? Get
Get
naked?
naked
and
and,
come on, baby.
Come on, ghost.
Come on, Abraham Lincoln, let's get it on.
Lather yourself up in some fucking vegetable oil and
It's Wesson. Good old Wesson.
All right, that was perverse. I
Quick,
don't want to read anymore.
Quit getting your goo on my laptop.
that was such a good one.
Do you believe him?
I wasn't even aroused by
Do you
that.
actually believe that's a real story? Like somebody actually had that?
This guy
Not at all.
sounds
I kinda
warped
think that
enough to do it. Yeah, I think so.
You think that's
Who would make up something that stupid?
It can't be a real story, man.
It might be.
I bet he chalked that one up on his total.
You think so?
Yeah, this is perv. Yeah, sure.
Well, that's what he tells his
Deviant.
buddies. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
bitch, that Karen bitch.
How many
yeah.
ghosts have you
Of course,
fucked?
yeah, right.
Yeah,
My
fuck,
number's.
Fuck Karen again last night.
You talking about the ghost, man?
She coming to the party? No, don't think she can make it, man.
No, hell no, she can't walk today.
I'm fucking this girl from Canada. You wouldn't know her.
I got me 2 incubus's and a succubus on the side, man.
What do our listeners think
Succubuses
about
are,
that one? Was that a
man.
real typical man game? Yeah, you're right, Jessica. Jessica's right.
All right. This one
Hang
was
on, Nat Taylor says, right,
My
guys,
long lost son. Thanks, Loar.
I'm sending you 3 brilliant maniacs some goodies from England. You deserve some prezzies. Where do I send it to? If you email at info@surrealtalkpodcast.com, I'll send you an address.
This is kinky.
It was kinky. How was it? Armand, would you turn down a ghost? Seriously?
If a ghost come and wanted to fuck you, would you fuck the ghost?
No, I don't think I'd fuck a ghost.
Yeah, you would. Let's be
A
serious.
ghost?
If it's
Why
just
not?
me and you here
How are you
talking,
gonna fuck a ghost?
if she's gonna come up with a way for this to happen, Armand.
No.
What if she's
Isn't
like,
that- is that a
look,
succubus?
look, I'm a ghost,
Incubus.
but I'll go.
incubus is
I'll
that's
go-
right. Succubus is a man. You know.
What do they? She's like, I'm gonna go.
Well, you have no
choice.
choice if it's a succubus, right? They fuck you anyway, right?
Well, I think they
Yeah,
do
you
what they
got
want.
no-
Or
yeah,
incubus. If I had a choice,
Or a
I'd
succubus.
say,
Incubus is,
driver.
incubus is the male. It's a
I'd say
succubus.
no.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Succubi.
Yeah, succubus is a woman, right?
Yeah, I had it backwards.
Yeah, what's the matter with
I'm
you?
a real asshole. What do you want?
I don't know.
All right, this was a low creepy level. I just thought it was kind of interesting because
Get the ghost crabs.
ghost crabs.
How you do? You gotta do, you know.
I got this ghost
I
itch.
got a ghost itch. Yeah, good call.
Hey, did you see that St. Louis is #1 for chlamydia and gonorrhea?
Oh, are you
Found that-
serious?
Aren't you guys proud?
Eric found that out the hard way.
No, I
Yeah.
did not. Don't tell people shit like that.
Well, yeah.
I
you're
was
the one
tried
with
and tested. Like, yeah, no, I'm good.
By the way, if you have been diagnosed with gonorrhea, you probably do have chlamydia too. So
Tried and
just-
tested.
just
He,
little-
he went to the pharmacy at Walgreens and looked at it.
PSA.
Does this look good?
Yeah, the guy. At
Do
the
you
counter
recommend
was like,
rubbers?
Fuck, get it away.
Do
And
you
I'm
need
like,
a
I must
prescription?
mean yes.
I can write you for something.
I don't need a
All
prescription.
right.
Jesus
Penicillin?
Christ, Armand.
Take care of
There's
it.
a lump
That's
on
for
my balls you
syphilis.
can check out though.
He's probably got it.
Gonorrhea. You probably
I
need-
don't have a fucking STD. This is insane, you two.
I mean, that you know of. Sometimes you're just carrier.
Yeah, something right.
Right?
Any
You're
unusual
just giving it
discharge?
out.
Huh?
Any unusual
I
discharge?
already told you about that, so thanks a lot.
Okay, then. I think it's pretty
Sores
obvious.
that won't heal.
No.
All right, this is another one from R Paranormal, reddit.com/r/paranormal.
Ghost crabs. That's funny.
Says, my mom saw La Llorona in Mexico when she was 15. That's LA space LLORONA. This is the first time I'd heard of it, but then actually I'd heard of it. I saw it on the boards or somewhere else recently. I saw this La Llorona written. Maybe it was on might have been in PUBG on I think that's where it was. In PUBG on the Miramar map. It's written somewhere La Llorona.
What are you talking about?
It's a video game.
Los Leones.
Oh, you lost.
It's
No,
in
but
Los Leones. It's
like spray painted on a wall or something like that. So there's this video game where you run around this big old map and try to kill everybody, be the last person alive. And one of the maps is based in a Latin America type of setting, Mexico or something.
Oh, so that's the name of the country, I guess?
That's Miramar's name of the map. But
It's on those. The tanks on the outside of the buildings.
Is it?
It's on, but it's a 2-story building.
you know what I'm talking about?
I know
You've seen
exactly what you're talking about. It's got a rainbow color to it, kind of, right?
it? Yeah, I don't recall. I don't remember exactly. I just know I've seen it. You know what I mean? I can't really place it. Anyways,
Read the story, will you?
I'm getting to it. Jeez, you
See, I
impatient son
don't
of a
dither like
bitch.
you do. I read the story.
I fill time. This
What
is
is
a
it?
podcast.
Yeah, you're stretching.
What's it called, Everett? Los Leones.
La Llorona. All right, so this story has been told to me by my mom a few times. And every single time, I still get that creepy, eerie feeling that somebody is watching me. Oh, hold on, I got pronunciation here for this town. I had to get it from my Mexican friend. My mom is from a small town in Mexico called, I fucked it up here, Zacatecas. When she was around 14, she had the habit of waking her mom up and go to the restroom. Since it was an older home, the restroom was located outside. Yeah, pretty common.
Wow.
My mom tells me that it was around 3 a.m. when she woke up and felt the need to use the restroom.
Technically an outhouse, right?
Urgently. Yeah, it's not an in-house. So she began calling out for her mom. After a while of her mom not responding, she began to get agitated and started screaming. At this point, my mom turns around, and at the foot of her bed, she sees... She sees her mom standing there. She was wearing a white robe, but had a very bleak expression on her face, and both of her arms were extended. Mom said that when she suddenly felt extremely cold and a huge sense of dread. She had never seen her mom wear a white robe.
We've heard that before. The cold and the dread.
Cold and dread,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
That's when she looked down and saw her mom's feet were not touching the floor.
Ooh.
At that
Really?
moment, she screamed and quickly threw the covers over her head. Her mom
Now,
wearing
wait a minute. The mother ostensibly was out in the outhouse. This is a vision of her mother?
she's saying that's where. No, she's saying that she has to get up to go to the outhouse. So she calls her mom to come take her.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So she says as she screams to get her mom in there, she notices that their mom's at the foot of her bed but floating.
Fucking guys.
She says she notices her mom's feet, mom in quote at this point, so she doesn't think it's actually her mom. At that moment, let's see, the moment she screamed and quickly threw the covers over her head, her mom wearing something completely different then runs in the room, finding her mom shaking her head, shaking in her bed. So this is her grandma and her mother. Nobody blamed my mom. Everyone told her it was a dream until a few days later there was a power outage. During this, my mom and a few of her siblings with all of her parents decided to sleep in the living room. At that same time, around 3 a.m., they heard the same undeniable wails of La Llorona down the street. None of them slept that night. I just thought it was kind of weird. You know, the good story. When people finally take the time to write the shit out, it always seems a little creepy.
Seems a little what?
Creepy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it always is
Eerie,
creepy when you're reading it.
Why?
'Cause I feel like you're a decent storyteller. Sometimes you can
I am
tell a
flexible?
story. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you. Appreciate that. I should do audiobooks, huh?
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, anyway. You got any more of your stories? Because I got a bunch.
I have one more.
All right.
Let me find it here.
Hey,
Can we do
got
another one?
we
'Cause
got,
you-
got
Oh,
the-
yeah,
got the
yeah.
Cardinal game at 4. Let's move it along.
Hey,
Cardinal game, huh? I don't care
so
about that.
this is
I know
I
you
feel
don't.
I've been reading this one because I feel like we can really relate to this story.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You guys can relate to this story. I get the fuck the ghost story.
Well,
You can relate to that.
Yeah,
that's something
apparently
we can relate
I
to.
have some rapport with that. Okay.
So I'm going to start with the experience that we've probably all had and dismissed. Putting something down, poof, it's gone, right? I know
What are you
someone
talking about? Put something down where? Oh, like an item to
yeah,
set it
just
down?
put your pen down. Where's my
Keys,
fucking pen?
wallet, everything.
Anything, right?
All right, well.
I know some will dismiss it based on the fact that it involves smoking weed, but still, I'll share. So
I'm not going to dismiss it.
Well,
I do
that-
everything on
that
weed.
does tend to.
and I'm not sure what country this guy's from, but so there's a little subtle
From Germany.
grammatical differences here. So I have a billing up tray where I roll my spliff. That's I
What?
assume like a
Billing
rolling
up tray.
Yeah, a rolling tray where he rolls the spliffs. Anyways, on that tray I
Spiff?
keep a purse.
Spliff, sir. It's a type of joint.
On that
Conical.
tray he keeps a purse, which I assume is like a little pack with his
A reticule.
tools. And then on that purse is keep my tools. No, it's
Are you
not
sure
a
this is
reticule.
not a woman?
No, I'm not sure it's not a
I
woman.
mean, it has a purse. It's probably a woman.
It's a purse for his tools, for his cleaning out his bowl and things.
These are my
These
tools.
are my tools and I need them. I sat on the floor between my bed and the window. I opened the laptop and set it on my bed and found something to watch on Netflix. The space between my bed and the floor is just big enough for me to sit in. So by sitting on the floor, I'm eye level to the screen on my bed and I can reach up to ash the spliff out the window. When I smoke in my room, I sit on the floor because the smoke rises and I like to imagine it's just wafting out the window. That doesn't happen.
Defies
It
physics.
rises, but at some point it settles.
So I sat on the floor. I've set up my Mac. I've rolled my first spliff of the night, and my tray's on the floor.
I like this guy's first of the night.
Right when I finish building,
First of a series.
I slide the tray under the bed because as I said, it's a small space between the bed and the window. I spark
Yeah,
the
you said
I
spliff.
mean, it's pretty much common thing whenever you
Was
got
it
a
a kid?
tray. You always slide it under the couch, under the bed. Trays get slid under stuff. That's what happens.
yeah, definitely. I spark the spliff.
Do we have an age on this person?
Never.
Okay.
Still living at home.
I spark the spliff with my yellow lighter and I smoke my spliff. The spliff goes out a couple of times. I relight it. The spliff goes out again. And I really want to just replace this with joint so a lot of people get
Yeah,
this a little bit.
spliff. Is enough of this spliff stuff.
The joint goes out and I relight it. Goes out again. I look for the lighter and bam, it's gone. Earlier that day I'd been watching videos.
Now hold on. If this is a simple case of a disappearing lighter, this has happened to me a billion times. It's usually stuck in my fat.
That's where right here.
You're right under, like right up.
Maybe this guy's thin.
And you stand up and put
Mine's
them up.
usually stuck
How
on
many
my bald
bowls have you
spot.
broken like that? I've broken mass amount of bowls by just
Not
standing
bowls,
up
but
with
cell
on my
phones
lap.
getting out of the car.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
It's in one of your skin creases somewhere.
Well, no, you'd be sitting in a chair or something, like hit your bowl. You just say your lighter right here.
I wouldn't know. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
Fucking cop. Anyway.
Get
Fuck
a
out of here, Armand.
Narcotics agent.
Spliff in your inguinal canal. All right.
So he starts by checking the obvious places: the tray, the little bag, which is the purse,
Is
the
he doing it right?
windowsill,
Is that the order you check in?
Yes, sir.
the windowsill, and then I think to myself, haha, maybe I've jumped realities. But let me be clear, I have not moved from this space. 100% certain of it, I have not moved.
Uh-huh.
I haven't moved. I've not been paying attention to where I've been putting the lighter, but I haven't had to look back to the previous times the spliff has gone out. So I'm certain I'm going to find it. It's 100% within arm's reach of where I'm sitting, so I can check the obvious places again and again. It's not on the windowsill, under the bed, on the bed, under the computer, in his pockets.
I wish this was one of our listeners.
By now I'm getting frustrated. I want to finish my spliff and go to bed.
I don't think
So I turn the purse inside out, literally every crevice. I'm looking in places it clearly was not going to be because, again, I hadn't moved, but I look away on the top of the wardrobe where I keep the tray when it's not in use. Everywhere. At this point, I'm scared to widen my search beyond my room because if I find it outside my room, I'm going to get scared. But I need a light so bad I hesitate. I decide to go out and look around the rest of the house, and I even go outside in case it's fallen out of the window onto the grass and I can't see it, in the dark. So I do that. Anyway, the point is my search was extensive. No lighter, so I could give up. So now my silly ass thought about jumping realities isn't feeling so silly. So I say it out loud.
pretty silly.
Just know that you're going to have to put this lighter back somewhere really creative or not at all in order for me to not think that I've jumped dimensions. As I say this as if I'm talking to a ghost or something, I don't know. But anyway, the next morning, it's still playing on my mind. I pull my tray down and have another look around the bed and the window, the light of day, nothing.
No, it's gone.
By the evening, I've forgotten all about it, and I'm pulling my tray down from the top of the wardrobe again for my evening spliff, as usual, and there it is, on my tray, right there. The tray's squeaky clean from my previous night's extensive search, just my bag of tools and weed.
All right,
And
now
the yellow
wait,
lighter.
whoa.
I could have told the story with fewer words, but I needed to get my point across that my search was extensive, mainly because I had watched the theories and videos earlier that day, and I wanted to prove to myself that if and when it turned up again, I would be 100% sure that I had looked there. So he searched so hard, so that way when he found the fucking lighter, he could say, "No, I already looked there, and I know that."
Sure.
All right.
So it was right on his tray again.
Well,
That's
does it make
happened to me
sense
plenty of times,
that it would
though.
dimension hop and then come back?
He's clearly high, just high. That's like, but
Exactly right.
clearly high. I just thought that it was a good story.
I think he's just high. I don't think there was a ghost involved in losing your life.
No, he just got
I think
stoned.
he's out of his mind.
Yeah.
Hey, a spliff apparently is 50-50.
Tobacco and weed. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that right?
What's the point of that?
A
No.
lot of people like that. I don't know why.
Why? Okay.
There's what is it they call it? Entourage syndrome with marijuana. Like most of the time they talk about entourage syndrome with CBD and THC to where they enhance each other, but it can work the same with marijuana and tobacco. So they
they're
say.
symbiotic.
I would rather just put more weed in.
Yeah, I would rather just be full of weed, and then it would be enhanced even more than with
This person
half
we work with,
tobacco.
I know, who works over in your writers area.
Oh,
She
boy.
likes to roll her joints 50-50.
Why?
I don't know. It's just her thing.
I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you?
I'm not too into it.
That one didn't strike me as very
Very creepy.
paranormal-ish.
Hey, man, you've tried to find your fucking lighter when you're stoned and you can't find
Right,
it, and then it'd
I
be
get
right
it.
where you look the next day. It's right there.
Yeah, well, I get it. That's kind of shit that happens when you're hallucinating, but I don't know.
You know hallucinating.
Dimension-
Hallucinating. You hear
dimension
this
hopping?
fucking square?
I did. He's a goddamn
Jesus
narcotics agent.
Christ.
Doubters.
I'm spiking you now.
It's fucking-
Wait for it.
I'm already
Armand.
getting pegged
No,
on
I'm
the- on
spiking
the-
you. I'm not
Reefer
talking about
madness
peg.
up in here.
I'm talking about. I'm getting you high.
Armand, $50. We give you $50 for you guys.
$50.
Let's figure this out.
Give
Let's
me
think
some
of a
hair
collection.
plugs.
65.
Everybody 70.
No, easy.
First of all, I'd be totally useless.
That's
I mean,
fine. We'll do it after
yeah.
work.
We'll do it first thing in the morning. You'll be good by noon.
$30.
No, I just got my medical license renewed
You pussy.
For what?
It's legal.
for Illinois.
Yeah. So you wait till January 1st and you get high with us.
Well, when it's legal, we'll talk about it.
$100. We'll take up a collection.
Yeah, we will. $100.
Ocho will be definitely in on
Wait
this.
till it's legal, and then we'll take it up.
Once it's legal,
You'll
we're
take it
talking-
up what?
So
You'll take
no
it up
money.
to what?
Yeah.
What are you gonna take it up?
What?
Well, the fund.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
So no, seriously, you're gonna make us charge when it's legal? It's not as fun then.
Right.
Like we're paying you to break a law.
Yeah, that's
Basically,
right. Well, if I
you don't have to tell anybody
I'm
to
a
admit
doctor,
it.
Jim.
This is just for us. We'll give you $150.
Damn it, I'm a doctor.
$50 each. Me, Ocho,
Not a
Man, and Eric.
burnout.
And you got to smoke a whole joint to the head.
Oh, fuck. I mean,
As much as you
I'd
can.
pass out.
What do you mean you'd pass out?
I doubt he would.
I would.
You don't know. You've never smoked it.
You've wait. Hold on. No, you've
I went to
never
college.
smoked pot.
Oh, get out of here.
He didn't, inhale.
Well, I inhaled.
Yeah.
He didn't exhale.
Well, Armand,
Ate a
around
whole
here,
bundt cake.
around these parts, we inhale.
Would you rather smoke a joint or eat a couple really good brownies?
Oh, you mean like
Yeah, weed brownies. No, fucking chocolate brownies. Of course,
no,
weed brownies.
hash brownies?
Yeah,
aren't
hash
they?
brownies,
Yeah,
weed brownies,
all
hash
right.
brownies, whatever you want to call them.
Nah, I think I'd rather smoke.
Think you'd rather
I'm trying
smoke?
to lose weight.
Now, would you rather like physically take the hit off the joint yourself, or just have somebody blow it into your breathing space? Have them take the hit and go.
We can
Get high like that?
We
That's
can get
shotgunning.
Luar up here, and he says he'll shotgun you hits.
You never seen somebody shotgun a joint? Like, what was that movie with Charlie Sheen? Platoon or something like
Yeah,
that?
well, that was when they actually had the rifle.
With the shotgun. That's where the name comes from. They put it in the thing, blow through it, and it comes out the barrel. You never knew that?
Right.
That's where shotgunning comes from?
No,
Vietnam?
I would never ever do that.
Well, they did. They were fucked up over there, man.
Well, what are you, a draft dodger?
Fucking
I would never put my mouth on the end of a gun barrel for a hit of weed. You can go fuck yourself on that one. No way.
Shotgun, too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's just any gun. The fuck does it matter what kind of gun it is? Not even a BB
Water
gun.
gun?
Hey, wait a minute.
Pellet gun.
Hey, wait a
How
minute.
about
I
that?
got a patient here. What's the matter with your big toe, Sweaty?
Hey, send us some
Send us a
pictures.
picture.
We'll do
Yeah,
it
we need
live on-
pictures.
I'll need a picture.
We'll do it in the social show. Send them over quick. info@surrealtalkpodcast.com.
That's true.
And I'm charging for this visit.
That's fine. We'll bill his insurance.
Yeah. Go ahead and donate to patreon.com/Surreal
Nat,
Talk.
I was talking to Nat this morning. How you doing,
Right
Nat?
on,
You
Gordo.
won't get it.
You get that one?
Oh.
Said right on, Gordo.
Yeah, I got it. But I'm saying like he won't get it. You know.
Anywho.
All right.
So let's get back to the fucking stories here. Maybe we can get one or two more of these in before we end the show here. Okay, the title of this one's I Witnessed a Murder. It's by user, I don't know, Szylv, SZYLV. A decade ago, one of my neighbors disappeared. He was an old man, and I did not meet him very often. I didn't know that he was missing. One night, I fell asleep and had the weirdest dream. I was in a hospital room. There was a corpse, a huge corpse that was covered with a white sheet.
This is a dream?
So he says.
Okay.
There was also a TV and a woman on the TV screen who started to talk about a murder. Suddenly, I saw blood appearing on this white sheet, like the corpse was bleeding. I left that room with this heavy feeling of sadness. I was walking on the street and checked my pockets. I did not have money, and that made me even more unhappy. I ended up in a neighborhood that I knew well. Then someone that I could not see started to torture me. I remember clearly everything that happened. My murderer cut my legs with an axe. He also burned my skin with a cigarette. I was so frustrated. There was this old man that looked at me the whole scene but did not move a finger. I saw the exact place where my invisible murderer lived. Then I woke up crying. That was such a vivid dream. I told my mom about the dream, and a couple hours later, she went out
hold it.
shopping.
He was the victim of the murder?
In the dream, he was.
In the dream.
Right. Well, like he saw the corpse and whatnot, and the next thing you know, he's being tortured. You know how dreams fucking quickly flip flop and shit. That's the way I read
Yes.
it anyway.
That's
I told my
Freudian
mom about,
interpretation, yes.
I told my mom about my dream, and a couple of hours later, she went out for shopping. When she came back, she told me that the neighbor was found dead in the exact same circumstances I saw in my dream. I know how he looks.
He murdered the neighbor.
But I don't know how he looks, but I know his place. Police did not find him. This happened almost 10 years ago. I feel responsible and sad, really sad. I believe that his
don't worry
spirit
about it.
reached out to me in a dream.
No shit.
He wanted his truth to be told. I'm really heartbroken. I live in Europe, and police would not believe in such stuff as a medium paranormal experience. I shared it because someone asked me for more paranormal experiences.
Get some ice cream, watch a couple of Legally Blonde movies. You'll be okay.
And Legally Blonde is definitely a cinematic
What a
masterpiece.
pussy that guy was, huh?
Right.
Jesus Christ.
The field guy?
Yeah. Ghost fucker.
Oh, the ghost.
Yeah,
fucker.
that was my story.
The guy that
felt
fucked the
so
ghost?
bad. I broke up my girlfriend.
God damn,
I watched Legally Blonde.
Yeah, well, what about
Little
fucking the
whiny
ghost?
bitch.
He should have fucked the ghost.
Well, he tried. I'll give him credit for that. Okay, that's a manly thing to do.
He stood there naked, dick out,
Stroking
hanging,
himself.
balls in the wind,
This was a pretty
and,
weird
and
one.
was like, "Hey, baby,
Now
take
you-
a walk on the wild side." You know
Come
what I
on
mean?
in,
Like,
Karen.
And
yeah.
the color girls go do.
Yeah.
Do. Anyway, this next one is called "My Daughter's Imaginary Friend May Not Be So Imaginary After All" by user hoof_hearted. My daughter Madison had always had imaginary friends. They were always in pairs. There was Dana and Steve, Frogga and Kinga, and boyfriend and girlfriend.
Frogga and Kinga.
Then one day she told me, at around age 3, she's now 15, about Kellum that played with her. I thought it was odd that this imaginary friend was flying solo, but I played along and asked if Kellum was her age. She told me that Kellum wasn't a kid, that he was a grown-up who was tall like her daddy and wore brown pants and a yellow shirt. I still thought we were talking about someone from her imagination, so I didn't dwell on it until one day she started singing a song I'd never heard before. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that
I'm
song.
half crazy, all for the love of you.
Yeah, sing along with Mitch.
Who you calling a bitch?
No.
Then she'd mumble a few
You
more
sing
words
that.
and pick back up with a bicycle built for two.
That's an old song.
This went
Very
on,
old.
This went on
Bicycle
for a
built
few
by
days,
you.
and I assumed she'd heard it from her babysitter. As she didn't go to daycare, that's the only other person who interacted with her at length outside of the immediate family. So I asked the babysitter what the actual lyrics were so I could help her sing it better. The babysitter tells me she thought my husband and I taught her the song because she didn't know it either. I then asked my daughter where she'd heard the song. She tells me Kellum taught it to me. He sings it to his baby. This gives me the creeps, but I thought it was best to just chalk it up to something she'd heard on television rather than face what I was actually thinking. Eventually, Kellum faded away and she stopped singing the song. She grew out of her imaginary friend phase and we never brought up Kellum again. Fast forward to about 5 years ago, I'm telling the story to a coworker who recognized the song as an old Nat King Cole tune called Bicycle Built for Two. It was popular way back in the early 20th century.
Wrong song?
What's that?
Wrong song, Armando?
No, that's correct.
Oh,
But I
is that
mean,
it?
Nat King Cole wasn't the first. That was way
It's
before him.
It's old standby, yeah. That prompted us to
Maybe
start
even older than that.
looking at Ancestry.com and my property address history. I started following rabbit holes down and found that in the 40s, the Beasley family bought the property adjacent to ours and ran a small dairy farm on it and sold it, and it was sold in the 90s. The deeded owner at the time it was purchased in 1941 was Callum Beasley. Callum was the father of 5 children, and his youngest died at age 3. Her name was Madeline.
What was the name of the ghost she said?
The daughter's name was Madison. The
Madison,
and
yeah.
The ghost's daughter's name was Madeline.
Well, she saw Kellum and
She saw Kellum, but the guy's name was Callum.
yeah.
So, a kid can get that mixed up.
Yeah, and
pretty
what
easy.
was? But there were always 2 of them. Who was?
Well, before there were always 2 of them, Dan and Steve.
Oh,
from
this
it.
Callum's just by himself.
He was by himself.
All right.
Taught her that song that nobody else taught her. Had a daughter that died that was her age. So going on, it says the TLDR, we were talking about those earlier, too long didn't read. Daughter's imaginary friend has the same name as the man who owned the neighboring property nearly 80 years ago. So it's pretty crazy, I think.
That
Taught her a
was
song.
kind of weird. I'll give
Yeah.
you that one. That's
not
rather
a song
peculiar.
that she's just going to come up on Sesame Street or
No,
fucking.
no,
What do kids watch?
I've only heard that once.
Well, that was 10 years ago. She was 15 at the time. So what's that?
Bicycle Built for
12
Two.
years
That's
ago.
an old song.
This is in the 2000s. Yeah, she ain't watching even fucking Mr. Rogers and hearing that
I
shit.
don't think so.
No, I thought that was fucking weird, man. Anything with kids and ghosts always weirds me out. I guess it's because I have kids and whatnot. Speaking of kids, if you watch that movie, A Quiet Place, that John Krasinski movie, that movie was fucked up. Like the beginning of it where that kid gets wiped out.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
That was the best
I know you're never
part.
going to watch it. But it's these aliens landed. They killed by sound. They wiped out most of the world. Anyway, about 3 months into the invasion, they go to town to get some supplies, and they're walking back home all barefoot and quiet and whatnot. And the kid had brought a toy from in town and hit the button, and it made noise. That's the first thing in the movie, like 3 minutes in. This fucking thing comes trotting out of the woods and just fucking destroys this little 4-year-old boy right off the bat. And the parents have to watch, not make a sound, or else they're fucked too.
Oh my God! What is it? An alien?
Yeah, it's an alien. You have to check it out, dude. It was a fucked up movie. Scary because it's mostly quiet because the whole movie you can't make sound or here they come and they fuck you up. But it was pretty
Is
good.
this like a fucking what's the guy that did the Bruce Willis See Dead People movie?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan,
Is this like a
no,
Shyamalan
no, this actually
fucking
was
movie?
pretty good.
This was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, how you can see Rotten Tomatoes and whatnot. I every Rotten Tomato I looked at was a positive score. So
It was okay. I mean, it
pretty
was
good.
great, but it wasn't bad. That was the best part,
for
actually.
a horror movie, it was pretty good.
Yeah, for
mean,
a one
Would
kind
you
of
call
a.
it a whore?
They're making a sequel to it actually.
Oh boy.
At the end of the movie, they figured out the weakness to these monsters.
Yeah.
Which is?
I'm not telling you. You have to watch
Oh,
the movie.
okay.
All right, let's see what we got.
Let's wrap
here.
her up, man. We got 1:30.
All right, I'll do one more. How about that?
Right arm.
I'll give you the titles. You tell me which one you want. I'll Never Go Hunting Again. Heard my granddad talking to my baby over the baby monitor.
Ooh,
Let's see.
that sounds like a song.
My new apartment complex is extremely haunted. Blah, 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 blah.
That sounds like
What's
a
the
country
shortest one?
song. There you go.
Let's do the granddad
That's easy.
talking to the baby monitor. I liked that one. So been lurking on this is by your user JessRobL22. Been lurking on this subreddit for a little bit and love reading people's stories, so I thought I'd share mine. Again, this is reddit.com/r/paranormal. It's pretty cool. Bit of a backstory. I grew up really close to my Nana and Granddad. My older sister and I lived with them most of our childhood. My Nana passed away when I was 13. My Granddad 4 years later when I was 17. I had my daughter when I was 21. When she was around 8 or 9 months old, I'm sure I heard my Granddad talking to her one night. She's 5 now, so this was a few years ago. Most nights she would babble or make crying noises in her sleep. I woke up because I heard her crying, looked on the baby monitor, and she was lying on her side with an arm under her, so I thought maybe she was uncomfortable. But she seemed to be falling back to sleep, so I lay back down and thought if she stirs again, I'll go in, but we'll see if she settles back down first. Then I hear my Granddad's voice on the monitor. I didn't really question it. I just thought Granddad's talking to her. I recognized his voice instantly. He had a soft Belfast accent and was really soothing. I remember her saying something like, "You're a very clever little lady, aren't you?" Then I looked at the monitor.
Oh, yeah.
That was my
Yeah,
Belfast accent.
you better let Eric.
I thought it was pretty good. Fuck you guys.
Bad.
It's for Belfast. I mean, it's not just a standard.
Yeah.
It sounded more like Dublin.
Oh, fuck you. Then I looked at the monitor.
County Cork.
She moved back and fallen asleep. I went back to sleep feeling really comforted, but thinking I was probably half asleep and dreamt it. Probably were, but the next morning I told my partner I had dreamt I heard him on the monitor. He looked really shocked and he said he thought he'd heard it too, but was half asleep. He said, did he say she was a clever little girl or something? It felt lovely thinking to be able to see her, and honestly, up until this point, I never believed this sort of thing because I'd never experienced anything at all. We're both still convinced that we heard him, not heard him since, but really glad we did. Missed them both loads and loved hearing his voice. These people were not freaked out of it at all. It seemed like he was. I would be freaked out. She's like, oh, I'm glad Grandpa visited the kid. I don't know. That's weird.
It's like a Twilight Zone episode like that. Remember with Billy Mooney?
I don't remember it.
Remember Will Robinson?
I watched a handful of the old Twilight Zone.
Oh, they're good, man. You got to watch those. Those are great. But he was talking to his grandma. He had one of those little phone things, and he talked to his grandma over it. She was dead.
Weird. Sounds pretty cool, though. Twilight Zone was a really good show from what I remember.
Oh, it was. Great.
What do you got there? Oh, my
Discord.
God. Man, Eric's getting blow up on his Discord. All right, guys, that's all we're going to do for today on the scary story shit.
We'll be back, though, with our social show here in just a few minutes. But we have a few announcements to make at the end of the show right now. Like, it's glad that you hung out for this long because we got some shit we need to talk about real quick.
Armand is finally getting pegged.
Armand will be getting pegged.
I'm
on
getting
video,
plugs.
live stream.
He's getting plugged,
I don't want
pegged,
pegged,
whatever.
yeah.
Plugged and pegged.
Send your donations.
But
Each strand helps.
Everett kind of spoiled the beans a little bit in the pre-show, but merch announcement.
Within the next week, it's good to go.
We will have.
We're
merch.
uploading designs now to the store. The store's tested.
What
Works.
made
everything.
you get it going? I mean,
I
what
had
was
some free time and
what
nothing
was
else
the
to do.
driving force behind
And Eric was
that?
like, "Hey, you gonna do anything on that?" I was like, "Yeah, I got some time." So
Cool.
I did it. It was Eric. Thank you.
So merch announcement, and then psychic coming on the show next week. Maybe psychic's the wrong word, but
Medium, psychic, whatever. She's gonna do some tarot reading. I want to get a Ouija board.
she's going to tell us when Armand will finally be pegged. That's what we'll ask her first. Is like, is it in the cards that he's going to get a dig of his ass? You know what I
Get a
mean?
hair transplant. How about that?
well,
Ask
that's
her that.
both. I mean, those are both relevant questions.
Look, my hair's long. I'll cut some off and give it to you.
You want to come back to these
want that. I
stories
don't
here
like
in a
that.
few weeks, like after we have the medium in, do some more of these.
Show.
So send us some of your stories in. Let's have
Yeah, it's
listener
more
tales.
fun when it's
Listener.
our people.
Yeah, let's
We
make
don't
this a
listen to these
listener
Reddit
account.
punks. They eat ice cream.
Reddit
Full
punks.
heads of hair and
And don't
bullshit.
fuck ghosts.
Legal blonde. Wallow in self-pity.
Trying to fuck
Our
the
people
ghost.
don't do that.
Fuck no. They fuck the ghosts.
That's
All right,
right,
guys.
damn right.
We'll see you all here in a couple minutes for the after show. If you're listening on podcast, make sure you download it. Still, half of you are not downloading the after show, and that's where the real fun is, in my opinion. I have a lot of fun. We got Lars back on the voicemail coming at.
Lars
Oh,
talks
no.
about Eric and everything. It's very good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
You'll see. It's his
Go to
highness.
SurrealTalkPodcast.com. Vote in the poll. Make
Team
sure you
Eric.
follow us on Twitter, Facebook,
At Surreal Talk
YouTube,
Show.
Instagram,
No
Snapchat. No
Instagram.
Instagram.
No Instagram.
No Instagram.
All right.
Create us
Social
an
disease show
Instagram.
coming up.
Fill it with pictures.
Send us
tag us in it.
Yep,
Yeah, we'll
there
say
you
it's
go.
us. We'll say it's us. All right, guys. We'll catch you here next week and in a couple minutes.
Yeah, in a few minutes.
All right. See you.
Later, alligator.
You know that goes right whenever I hit that button.
What happened?
For whatever reason, whenever you hit the button to stop recording,
Yeah.
it goes in the recording. Like whenever
Why?
you open it up, I don't know. It might not do it in the newer firmware versions, but it used to do it. Might still. I don't know. I got Brian.
Well, that's
taking care of
weird
it.
as shit.
Hey, any of you fuckers out there going to send us some stories in for next week? I'd love to hear them. Next week could be almost an entire social show, won't it? Or a week after, rather. If it was,
Yeah.
I mean, kind
Yeah,
of.
kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of.
All
It
right,
could be
boys
social
and
show
girls.
with my highness. I don't know
And
what's one cigarette. I'll
anything
be
in
back.
between. We'll see you here real shortly, Arima. We're out of here.